So, hello, my name is Michelle Foss, and I am a teacher here at Hillcrest for 8th and ninth graders, and I'm also an academic dean for the upper school. So, we just finished 1 week of school. It's been a great week, just establishing routines and procedures and getting to know each one of the kids and just seeing how their summer went. It's been so good. And so now that this first week is over and you're kind of getting in a rhythm of things and kids are coming home and what is some of the things that you can do, as a family, as parents, when your kids come home from school every day? Just some ideas that I'd like to share with you that maybe might help you to get maybe more out of your child, to help them as they grow. So here's a first idea is, when your kids come home from school, they have just spent a whole day in a classroom setting. They're tired, they're exhausted, expended a lot of energy. And, just having a snack for them when they come home is a great chance for them just to be able to eat. And you can maybe engage in conversation with them. When you have a low blood sugar, you're a little bit grumpy. And so maybe just having a cookie or an apple or something ready for them and just say, hey, how was your day? How did things go? And so maybe that would be a really good time if you establish that maybe your child would be open to having a conversation about what school was like. And sometimes, kids answer things like, I don't know, it was fine, fine. What'd you do today? Nothing, right? It's easy to do. They're hungry, they're tired, we get it. So I encourage you as parents to ask more specific questions. Ask more like, okay, in your history class today with Mrs. Foss, did you have a discussion in groups today? What did you talk about? Or maybe they're reading a book in a class and say, I know you're in the middle of this book, Song of the Bull Songs. What's going on in that book? You tell me, is it a Norwegian fairy tale thing? I don't know much about it. Tell me what's going on in that book. Ask them questions. Make them the expert, make them feel like, oh, my mom and dad don't know about this, so I'm going to give them some good information. So that's important to establish those conversations. And it could be right after school. It could be on a drive. I know with my own kids, having drives to the cities or Fargo, great times to have discussions. There's also supper time. If you're home and you're having a meal together, you can talk about one thing that you learned in school today in Mrs. Fiskness's class. Tell me about that science class. What did you learn? So, specific questions, specific times, very helpful to get more things out of your children these days as they're back at school. Another thing, if there's homework, there's going to be homework for kids, and that's part of being a classical school. We practice at home, we learn, we get ready to have a discussion for the next day. So when your kids come home and they have homework, do they have like a special homework spot? A spot where they can just go aside and it's quiet and it's their area and they won't be disturbed. There's not like a lot of activity going on around them to distract them. TV's not going. Is there a spot for them? Because that would benefit them to be able to just sit and concentrate. They've had their snack, they've had a little break, they went outside, and now here's my spot for homework. So I encourage you, that's a good thing to do, not only have that time after school, but the homework spot set aside. That would be really good. Also, just talking to your kids and having and being aware of what they're doing, but don't be overly involved. Don't be like a hovering parent. You want to be involved at Hillcrest. Go to the meetings, go to the things that the kids have, go to sporting events and musicals. Great. Do those things. Be involved that way and ask your kids how homework is going. Show me an example of your homework. Okay. And then just leave them. Just leave them. Don't hover. They need to feel that they're turning into adults. They're growing up. They're maturing. They're becoming more wise. And I don't need my parents to help me anymore with this assignment. So I encourage you that's something to do as parents. That's hard. I know as a parent, as a mom, all you want to do is say, did you get it done? Did you get this done? This done? This done? How about this? Right? You feel like you just want to constantly watch, watch, watch. Please don't do that for your child. They might need to be guided, and some a little more than others, but just let them grow. Let them grow in it. Another thing, if kids come home and maybe they're just they're frustrated or they're concerned about the homework. Oh, I got to read these pages tonight, or I've got to do this Latin tonight. And they get frustrated. As parents, what we get to do is we get to say, oh, I'm just so proud of you. This is not easy. Way to go. You are doing things I never did. You are reading things I have never read and still haven't read, maybe. And way to go. I'm proud of you. It's hard. It is. We do hard things in this life. And I'm right here just to know, I want you to know that I'm going to cheer you on. I just think you're a great kid. And so that might just change attitudes of kids like, well, yeah, but I got homework in this class. You're doing a great job. I know. Keep going, babe. You're doing great. I love you. You're gonna make it. The more the kids hear that, the more they think, oh, okay. I don't have to complain so much. I can do this. I've done it before. My mom's encouraging me. My dad's giving me good advice. I can do this. So these are just a few things that maybe will help you at home now that as the school year is kicking off and things are going to start ramping up a little more. We'll have more games to go to. There'll be more practices and musicals to be a part of. And then the homework will really start to sink in. So it's been a good week so far, and I know it's going to be a good year. Thank you, parents, for sharing your kids with us. What a blessing they are to see their smiles every day, to know that I get to call them by name. Other teachers get to do the same thing. We get to love on your kids. That's a blessing for us. So thank you for sharing them with us.